Hey everyone, welcome back to Learn English and Grow podcast, the podcast where we help you improve your English and your life, one fun episode at a time.
That's right. I'm Leo.
And I'm Emma. And today we're diving into one of the most powerful topics we've ever covered, habits.
Oh no, habits? You mean like my habit of checking my phone every 3 minutes?
Exactly that kind of habit. Good or bad, habits shape our lives more than we think. And today we're going to talk about a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Atomic? Sounds intense, like a science experiment.
Actually, in this case, atomic means something very small, like the smallest unit, but also super powerful. Tiny changes, big results.
Let's start with something simple. Imagine you're flying on a plane from New York to Los Angeles.
But right before takeoff, the pilot turns the plane just 3 degrees to the south. That's like moving the nose of the plane just a tiny bit, maybe the size of your hand.
Seems like nothing, right?
But if the plane flies straight in that new direction, it'll actually land in Mexico, not California.
Whoa! So even a small change at the beginning creates a huge difference in the end.
Exactly. That's how habits work. One small thing you do every day, good or bad, adds up. Over weeks, months, or years, it completely changes your destination.
Okay, so we know habits are powerful, but what about goals? I always set goals in January, like I'll exercise every day. But by February, I'm back on the couch eating chips.
Oh, same here. But James Clear says something really interesting. He says, forget about goals. Focus on systems instead.
Wait, what? Isn't having a goal important?
It is, but it's not enough. Think of it this way. A goal is your destination. A system is your daily plan, your map that gets you there.
So if my goal is to get fit, my system might be walk every morning, drink water, and eat more veggies.
Exactly. The system is what helps you show up every day. That's what really matters.
Here's something that really blew my mind. James says the best way to change your habits is to change your identity.
Ooh, deep stuff. What does that mean?
Well, most people focus on results like, I want to lose 10 kilograms or I want to pass the exam. But identity-based habits start with who you believe you are.
So instead of saying, I want to read more, you say, I'm a reader. Or instead of, I want to run a marathon, you say, I'm a runner.
Exactly. When your actions match your identity, it feels natural. You want to live up to that version of yourself.
Let's talk about how habits actually form. It's called the habit loop. It has 4 parts: cue, craving, response, reward.
Let me try an example. Cue, my phone buzzes. Craving, I want to see who messaged me. Response, I grab my phone. Reward, ooh, funny meme from my friend.
Perfect. The more you repeat this loop, the stronger the habit becomes. It's like building a road in your brain. The more cars that drive it, the smoother it gets.
And this works for bad habits and good ones.
Yes, so let's learn how to build good habits using what James calls the 4 laws of behavior change.
You can't change a habit if you don't even notice it. So the first step is awareness.
Try writing down everything you do in a day. It's called a habit scorecard. You'll quickly see which habits are helping you and which ones aren't.
Then design your environment. If you want to eat healthier, put fruit on the table, not cookies.
Exactly. What you see often becomes what you do.
We do things we enjoy, right? So let's make our habits fun.
One great method is called temptation bundling. That means pairing something you need to do with something you want to do.
Like listening to your favorite podcast while cleaning the house?
Yes, or studying English while sipping your favorite bubble tea.
Here's where we all mess up. We try to do too much too fast.
The trick is start small, like really small. James calls it the 2-minute rule. If a habit takes less than 2 minutes, you're more likely to stick with it.
So instead of, I will read for 1 hour, Say, I will read 1 page.
Exactly. And once you start, you often keep going.
Last step, make your habit feel good. Because if it feels good, your brain wants to do it again.
Try using a habit tracker, like mark an X on your calendar each day you do the habit.
Seeing that chain of X's feels so good, you won't want to break it.
Also, reward yourself. After studying for 30 minutes, dance around the room or eat a healthy snack.
So let's share how we used these tips.
Okay, I wanted to build a morning workout habit. First, I made it obvious by putting my dumbbells in the middle of my room. You can't ignore them.
I wanted to read more, so I put a book next to my coffee machine. Every morning, coffee, book, boom, habit stack.
I made it attractive by listening to my favorite playlist during workouts.
I made it easy by just reading 1 page a day. Most days, I ended up reading 10.
And I made it satisfying by checking a box every time I finished a workout.
I even gave myself a small reward, a happy dance.
Okay, time for your habit challenge. Take out a piece of paper or open your notes app.
Now write down one habit you want to build, one tiny 2-minute version of it, one way to make it obvious.
For example, I want to learn English. I will listen to this podcast every morning while brushing my teeth.
Small step, big impact.
Before we finish today's episode, let's take a short vocabulary break. Since this podcast is for English learners, we want to help you understand some of the key words we use today.
That's right. These 5 words came up a lot while we talked about habits. Let's explain what they mean and give you some examples, too.
The first word is habit. A habit is something you do regularly, often without thinking about it. For example, she has a habit of checking her phone before bed. Or, waking up early is a good habit to build.
Habits can be helpful, like drinking water every morning, or not so helpful, like biting your nails. Next is the word identity. This means how you see yourself or who you believe you are. For example, he said, I'm a runner, and started going for runs every day. Or, learning English became part of her identity.
In the book, James Clear says that changing your identity is one of the most powerful ways to change your behavior. The third word is reward. A reward is something good you get after doing something. For example, after finishing my homework, my reward is a slice of cake. Or, using a reward system helps me stay consistent.
Rewards help your brain remember that a habit is worth repeating.
The next word is temptation. A temptation is something you really want to do, even if it's not the best choice. For example, that new video game is such a temptation. I can't stop playing. Or, temptation bundling helps you link something fun with something useful.
This is important to understand if you want to avoid distractions or turn them into motivation.
And the last word is tracker. A tracker is something that helps you measure your progress. It could be a calendar, an app, or just a piece of paper where you check off each day.
For example, I use a tracker to mark every day I study English. Or, seeing those check marks helps me stay motivated.
So that's your vocabulary for this episode. Habit, identity, reward, temptation, and tracker.
Try to use them in your own sentences this week. You can even write them in your journal or say them out loud for practice.
So let's recap. Big changes don't happen overnight, but tiny habits done consistently can totally change your life.
You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up.
Start small, make it fun, keep going.
And remember, you are the kind of person who builds good habits. You are not trying to change, you already are.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who needs some habit help.
And don't forget, while you're listening to the Learn English and Grow podcast, you're not just learning English, you're growing into your best self.
See you next time. Bye.